Welcome to the Mind Myself podcast. I'm Esther, and it is my pleasure to be bringing you information about healthcare approaches, health issues, and people's health journey stories, all from the complementary, holistic, and integrative perspectives, helping you become your own best health advocate and helping you make your own informed choices because you matter. Hello and welcome to Mind Myself podcast, Conversations with E. I have a wonderful guest with me here today. Her name is Sandra Lee, and we're going to be talking about what is Biofield Tuning. So welcome, Sandra.
Thank you for having me, Esther.
Oh, you're so welcome. It is my pleasure to have you here with us today. So let's just dive right in because why not? What is biofield tuning for the listener who's going, I've never heard of this. What is it?
So, biofield tuning is using tuning forks and a hockey puck to
A
make
literal
sound.
hockey puck?
This is literally a Canadian hockey puck. So Eileen McCusick is the creator of Biofield Tuning, and she found that Canadian hockey pucks have the best combination of rubber and plastic to have just the right amount of bounce for the tuning fork.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I use tuning forks and sound and then my intuitive sense to work with people in their energy field. And whatever the issue they're struggling with or dealing with or wanting clarity on helps me know what to work with.
So can you give us some examples of some issues that you might be working with?
Yeah. So a common issue that people have is that they feel stuck. And so when I'm doing Biofield Tuning, I create a hologram that represents the person. And then I work with the sound and bring the energy from the earth into the body. Okay. I look at the feet as representing issues associated with being stuck, not able to lift my feet up, for example. So if somebody is stuck and I'm doing Biofield Tuning and I'm bringing energy up to the feet, it's like it won't go up farther into the body because they're stuck in that issue. So as I do this with them, I'm helping that energy to get unstuck. And what winds up happening is the issues, the reasons why they're stuck, the history from earlier in their life why they're stuck, the belief systems that have them be stuck, or the situations in their life today about why they're stuck. That all comes up. And so we work with their belief system, the assumptions they're making, the people in their life that are keeping them from doing what they want to do. So we help the energy to flow instead of be stuck. So it's like when I bring that energy up to the feet and it's like not able to flow through. For me to be able to function and be myself and be happy and to have my body feel healthy and pain-free, able to function, the energy needs to flow through from the earth, out the top of my head, and from out the sun and God, through my body and connect me to the earth. And it has to flow through my arms, right? That's what I, as a massage therapist for a long time, have found. The energy flow is what enables function to happen. Blocks in the energy flow prevent function from happening, prevent happiness from happening. So I'm working with that, with the sound and intuition about what's going on in the person's body. So as we get the energy flowing through the feet, they may not be stuck anymore. They may be more able to lift their feet up and walk and move. So that's an example.
Great. And you came to Biofield Tuning after 30 years of massage therapy, licensed massage therapy. Is that correct?
Probably about 27 years because I'm 30 years now.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And can you give us some of the history, a little bit of the history of Biofield Tuning, where it came from? You mentioned the founder's name.
Yes.
But how did this technology or methodology emerge?
Eileen McCusick was a massage therapist in Vermont. And she just kind of coincidentally got this set of tuning forks and started messing with them. And she started using them with her massage clients, and they really liked it. And so she just kind of developed it over time. And she found that when people had certain issues going on in their life, it would be blocked in their bodies that she found with these tuning forks. And so she just kind of developed over time this method of working with both the physical body and the biofield or the aura using this tuning fork sounds. There's both unweighted forks where you can really hear the sound of it, and then there are weighted forks that can be applied to the body more easily, and you don't hear as much. Now, in reality, I do all of my sessions remotely, so I'm not applying anything physically to people's bodies, but I do use these with stones and things like that. So, but yeah, so she found that the biofield tuning map, anatomy map, is where these different life issues, like being stuck, for example, being in the feet. So she's mapped that all out, taking the correlation between people's experience and what she found in their biofields.
Awesome. And in terms of science, I know there's a lot of conversation around science, and how does this fit into science? Have there been studies done on this? Can you comment on that?
There have been a lot of studies on sound in various different forms of sound and how it affects the body. Eileen McCusick has been doing research, studying different aspects of biofield tuning particularly. She has a website. I purposely made some notes here for this. She has a website, electrichealth.com, where she has accumulated a whole variety of different science associated with sound and health and electric. So it's like the body is bioelectric. So all of that is on her website. Massive amount of information there. Have you
And
heard
what's
of
that website exactly?
electrichealth.com?
Thank you.
And have you heard of cymatics?
No.
Cymatics is where sound is used in water or like on a plate to cause vibration.
Ah, okay.
So when they do vibration sound with water, you'll see the patterns in the vibration of the water. That's called cymatics.
Ah,
And so John Stuart Reid has done some research looking at the effect of cymatics on cells, on health, and looking at these sound waves have a physical effect, an impact on the actual tissues of the body. So it's like looking at cells as being basically bags of water, right? You have a membrane that surrounds water with all kinds of stuff inside there, fancy water, okay? So they have done research to show that sound causes vibration in the walls of the cells. It causes the cells to vibrate. So if you've listened to like really wonderful music, you go to the symphony and you can really feel it in your body, in your bones. That's causing vibration in your body, in your cells. And that vibration changes things that are going on in your cells. It causes blocks to clear, and it causes functions to be able to be activated. One of the things about biofield tuning is we purposely use tuning forks that don't have pure tones. This is not, the frequency is 174 hertz on this tuning fork, but it's got overtones and undertones. So it's not, so it's like when you tune a musical instrument, for example, you want just the note, right? There are some overtones and undertones, but really with biofield tuning, we want all of the spectrum of sound, so that if my body needs a particular frequency, if my body has a particular need or a particular block, when I have this whole spectrum of sound that comes off the tuning fork, my body may say, oh, I need that frequency and I need that frequency. As opposed to if I had a tuning fork that had one note, I was like, maybe that's not the frequency that I need. There are a lot of different tuning fork systems out there, and a lot of them have a note, a fork for each organ, a fork for each issue. One of the things I love about Biofield Tuning is it doesn't do that. I have a very limited number of tuning forks.
How many do you have? How many do
Well,
you use?
I probably have 10.
Okay.
Maybe. But like the first tuning fork system that I really started studying, there were 6 forks for the first class, and then another 6 forks for the second class, and then another set of forks, and another for each of the 8 classes required a different set of equipment. So it's like, no, that's too much. So that's one of the things I like about Biofield Tuning.
Wow.
And then one more that I wanted to tell you about is about water and frequency. Because a lot of what I am working with consciously doing Biofield Tuning is I am working with the impact on the water. And I look at water as being programmable. So by affecting the programming of the water, I am affecting how you feel, how you function, how your physical body forms. So Veda Austin has been studying how she imprints water with thought or with a picture. So probably everybody knows about Masaru Emoto and his study of ice crystals. Okay, so he started this, and he had a very fancy freezer and very fancy microscopes, very high tech to be able to take those very refined pictures that he took. Veda Austin wanted to do her own version of this water study, but she didn't have any of that technology. She just started putting petri dishes of ice into water into her home freezer and took them out, dumped the water off, and took picture with her iPhone. Low tech. Okay, but she has amazing pictures. Amazing pictures. The example that comes to my mind is she thought about, or she had a picture of a woman with braided hair. And the ice picture looks like this woman with her braided hair.
Wow.
Or fish, or a ladder, or all of these different concepts show up in the ice crystals. So this is evidence that water is programmable. There's water in every cell of the body. And so if I have negative programming in my water, it's going to affect how I feel and my health.
Right. And if the saying is true that everything that happens to us is contained in our bodies in some form or another, certainly it would be in the cells. And so Biofield tuning would impact that. So what would a session look like, and how many sessions do you typically have with people before they can start to experience results?
What it looks like is I start off by finding out what somebody needs, what their issues are, what their concerns are, because I need to know that to be able to do anything. And then we start with moving the energy from the earth through the body and at the top of the head, and then from the sun, from God, and bring the energy down, connecting the person to the earth, and then helping whatever energy is stuck or blocked. That's the first part of the session.
Then just interrupt for 1 second. What if
Yep.
somebody doesn't believe in God?
Then we don't do that.
Okay.
So I connect them to the sun. I connect them to whatever it is. If they feel like there's some higher, source guidance out there, I can say God guides whatever it is you believe in. And if somebody doesn't believe in any of that, we connect them to the sun.
Okay.
The sun's always there, but it's a good question. Okay. And then in Biofield Tuning, we also come in from the side. So at the edge of the field is conception, the beginning of your life. And then we come through your life to the body, which is current time. If there's stuff that's inherited, we work with that. There are some people who believe about other lifetimes, other people don't believe in other lifetimes, so it really depends on what the person believes. But all of that is accessible through the biofield. About the number of sessions, it really depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
So some people are already aware of energy. They're already paying attention to subtle things. They're already aware of their issues, and they're actively working on those things already themselves. Almost always, those people notice something right away. Right away. Like even just as we start the session, they're already feeling it. Okay? But some people aren't like that. So the recommendation from Biofield Tuning is that the person have at least 3 sessions.
Right.
That gives them more chance to actually notice a difference.
Excellent. And I guess we're coming to the end of our time here. So that was fascinating exploration of biofield tuning and just giving us a little taste of what it is. So what kind of people do you most like to work with?
To be honest, the people I most like to work with are people who are already aware and, working on their issues. But I'm happy to work with people who aren't necessarily there. I also really like working with entrepreneurs and their businesses to help them live consciously their truth, their purpose, the service that they are giving, and being intentional in offering the service that they provide. I wind up working with them with whatever health issues might be going on, because those are going to impact their ability to do what they want in their business. But those are the people who are most exciting to work with, I think.
Fantastic. And what's something you'd like to leave people with today on this podcast?
Think about what you want. And realize, because a lot of people don't think they can have what they want. Whether it's in business, in health, in relationships, in your work, whatever it is, a lot of people don't feel like they can have what they want. And when I feel like I can't have what I want, I'm resisting, my energy is stuck. And that leads to pain, stress, unhappiness. So it's like thinking about what you want and then imagining that you can actually have it, even though you might not know how. So even without me, your ability to do that starts to allow the energy to flow so that it's more likely that you're going to actually have what you want.
A fabulous note to end on. Think about what you want and it will already start to manifest. Wow. Thank you so much, Sandra, for this wonderful information and for being with us today. I so appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us at the Mind Myself podcast today. We know that time is precious and you've spent some of your valuable time with us. We're grateful. If you would like to reach out to our guest directly, the information is below. And if you would like more from Mind Myself, that information is also below. Please visit our website and check out all the information about the different complementary, holistic, and integrative healthcare approaches, information about health issues, more podcasts, tons of blogs, and we even have a community page for you where you could reach out and tell your story safely, or you could ask questions and perhaps somebody else in the world is going through something similar to you. In any case, we're so glad you're with us, and we're doing this because you matter.